guys, it's Sam, and I'm here to announce the next round of Tome Topple Readathon. For those of you that are newer, Tome Topple is a readathon that I created last year, and it's all about the reading of big books, books that are over 500 pages long. You can read them in any form. It can be audiobook, it can be ebook, but they have to all be over 500 pages. That's the only rule for this readathon. And it's a 2-week long readathon, so it gives people a lot more time to read. We have reading sprints, we have challenges, all the different things for readathons, but it's more about page number than amount of books read. And the whole point is to be reading it during the readathon when you have a lot of support, because I know a lot of people, myself included up until very recently, were very intimidated by big books and feeling like you weren't reading enough because big books take so much longer to read, obviously. So this is all about big books, over 500 pages. Let me get into the details. So this is the 4th round of Tome Topple, which is so exciting. This round is taking place from midnight in your time zone on August 4th until 11:59 p.m. in your time zone on August 17th. So this readathon just starts in your time zone on those dates. So that means that people won't necessarily be reading all at the same time, but it's way easier than trying to figure out everybody starting at the same starting point. So midnight in your time zone, good to go. Because we have all those different time zones, we also have a number of different hosts running reading sprints. We have some returning hosts, so we have Adriana from Perpetual Pages, Sarah Jane from The Book Life, Kaz from Little Book Owl, and Emma from Adwin on Tumblr. Then new this round, we have Sean from Reader's Rambles and Ish from Reading Realm. Because I have so many wonderful co-hosts helping me out, we have a ton of reading sprints going on all the time. All those reading sprints are happening on our Twitter, so go ahead and follow Tome Topple on Twitter. Links for everyone's channels or blogs will be listed down below as well for you to go and get to know them. So the challenges are the same as they always are, because I just like these challenges and I don't need to do crazy challenges. Like, it's all about reading big books. We don't need to get super fancy with it. And these challenges are not mandatory. Like I said, it's just about reading big books, and that's it. You don't have to read a lot of them if you don't want to. You can read one. I think I read one the entire time of Tome Topple last round. So you don't need to get crazy. But if you want some extra challenge, this is it. Challenge number 1 is read more than one tome. So if you can, read more than one big book during the 2-week time span. Number 2 is read a graphic novel. This one tends to trip some people up, but it is an over 500 page graphic novel. So we do have some recommendations for books of any type on the Goodreads group. The Goodreads group will be linked down below, and it comes in handy for a couple of the other challenges as well, if you want to have recommendations or whatever. So we will have those listed, but those are like really large omnibuses or the really large graphic novels. There's a number of them. Blanket, Sculptor, some ones I'm just thinking of off the top of my head. Those big, large graphic novels. Number 3 is read a tome that's part of a series. Number 4 is buddy read a tome. This is where the Goodreads group comes in. You could definitely find people to buddy read with there. There's also hashtags on Twitter going on for people that are reading the same book, because certain books tend to be pretty popular during Tome Topple, like Outlander and Game of Thrones and some of those. So if you're reading any of those books, you just use the hashtag TT Outlander, for example, or TT Game of Thrones, or whatever, and that's how you find people to buddy read with, and you can talk and discuss throughout the readathon with those people as well. And number 5 is read an adult novel. So read a book that's not in the YA or middle grade genre. So that's it. Those are all the challenges. Like I said, there's really not any rules. It can be any kind of format. The only one that I get questions about a lot is if you can read like bind-ups of short story collections. No, that's the one thing, like anthologies and stuff do not count for this. I've gotten a little bit of like pushback about that a few times, but short story collections are really easy to read because they are bound up like that and you can read them one at a time. I don't feel like they're as intimidating as larger books, and this whole point is to be reading these big books that are super intimidating. Since short story collections are broken up into multiple parts, they're more likely to be picked up by people because they're broken up like that, and you can also record all of those as individual books on Goodreads, so like it doesn't really, I feel, count as much. And it's my readathon, so I make the rules. But everything else over 500 pages is fair game. Any kind of format, whatever you want to do. This time around, we're also having an Instagram challenge, which we have not had before, but Sarah Jane of The Book Life had the idea, and I thought it was amazing. So I'll be posting on my account the Instagram challenges for every day of Tome Topple, that you can post things Tomey related on your Instagram, and the other hosts will be doing the same thing. So if you follow any of us on Instagram, then you can find the challenges and stuff. So that'll be fun. And Instagram challenges are a lot easier than doing like video challenges or anything, because I find when you do those, you tend to not get a lot of reading done. But taking a picture is way easier. So now let me talk about my TBR for Tome Topple. I actually have a couple weeks off class conveniently, and it's my birthday on August 12th, which is kind of why I picked to have it during this time in August, because I was like, ooh, happy birthday to me. So I have had a weird time picking my TBR for this. I feel like I have a lot of books left on my shelf that aren't super long anymore because I've been reading long books a lot lately, so all of my tomes are kind of getting removed from my shelf. There were so many books I picked up that were like only 430 pages or something. So I have a kind of a random TBR this time. I'm gonna try to get a little more read this time, because last time I think I only read The Name of the Wind, and this time I want to read maybe a few more if I can, if I have the time. So I have a very random TBR, and I'm kind of gonna pick that week which ones I want to read the most, so I have a few selections. The first book is one that I've had on my shelf forever, and I might actually try an audiobook because a few people have recommended that to me, and that is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This is an adult science fiction novel, so that kind of covers the adult realm, although I think most of the books that I picked were adult actually. But yeah, I think I might read this. I think it's gonna be really easy to fly through because it's like Stephanie Meyer's writing. We will see. We will see. I've had this forever. Really random books my TBR this time, I'm telling you. Then I have Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. This is a Star Wars novel, so it takes place in the Star Wars canon, the Force Awakens canon. I think it takes place before, yes. So this is during the actual like original trilogy time, I'm pretty sure. But can't get enough Star Wars. And with all the Last Jedi stuff that's been coming out lately, I've been real hype for it. So this is also one of the books that's on my yearly TBR, and I'm getting really close to the end of my yearly TBR, so cross this one off the list, hopefully. I feel like I'll get to this one for sure. This is a YA, so it's going to be way quicker to jump through than a lot of these other ones that are adult that take a little more time for me personally to read. Then lastly for novels, we have The Invasion of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. This is the second book in the Queen of the Tierling trilogy, and I loved the first book when I read it back in December last year, so I really want to get to this. I've been meaning to get to this. I just need to get to this. I'd like to finish this series before the end of the year, so this will be a good one to get to, and I like it a lot. And I was reading like a lot of sci-fi, so kind of mixed up with my fantasy, but I'm excited about this. I think it's gonna be great. And then if I want to do the graphic novel thing, I think I'm gonna do The Sculptor by Scott McCloud. So if I feel like I don't want to sit down with like a juicy novel and just want to do the graphic novel thing for a little while, I'm definitely gonna pick up this one. But yeah, this is my TBR for this time around. It's ambitious. I don't feel like I'm going to get to everything, obviously. I won't. But 2 out of the 4 is my goal. So yeah, it's kind of a random TBR, but this is what I was in the mood for this time. So comment down below and let me know if you'll be joining us for Tome Topple. If you can't make it this round, I always have people saying that it doesn't fit their schedule and being really upset. It's fine. We do about 3 to 4 rounds a year. The next round will be in late fall, early winter, usually around the American Thanksgiving holiday. So don't worry about it if you can't make it. It's totally cool. You don't have to read Never Readathon. Like, it's fine. So I hope you guys can make it, but if you can't, look forward to the next round, and please, like I said, join us on Twitter for sprints and stuff, and on Instagram for the challenges, and the Goodreads group. Everything will be linked down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!